to another video. Today what we're going to be doing is a Kerbal video of me going to Gilly and back. Just to let you know, Gilly is Eve's moon, and Eve is in the Kerbal system. Just a refresher, just in case if you don't know what Kerbal Space Program is. Yeah, it's gonna be Saturn V to Gilly. And here we go, we're launching right now. Pretty fun to watch, isn't it? Really, really fun to watch, apart from all the low frame rates. Sorry about that, I was running some other things. I promise I'll fix that in the next video. I very much promise. Promise. Oh yeah, and the reason why I'm tilting so far upward with that rocket was because my apoapsis was dropping. Well, actually no, it was getting closer and closer instead of farther and farther away from me. So then I had to angle upward until it just stopped doing that. Okay, we stop our burn whenever our apoapsis is about 80 kilometers. That's what I feel comfortable with whenever I'm going to Eve. Whenever I go to Duna, though, I go up to 100,000 meters, which is about 100 miles, no, 100 kilometers up in the air, up above Kerbin's surface. I just circularized, just made a low Kerbin orbit, just now. Now I'm waiting for Eve to be in the perfect spot. So almost there. There we go. Now I have to make a perfect maneuver that will put it in the right area. Come on. So it was kind of hard to find, but it was good. Yeah. And I have to do staging in the middle of the burn, and that staging actually makes my burn a little longer. But whenever I get to Eve, it's I'm gonna have an instant Gilly trajectory. What I mean by instant is I have to do half an orbit to get to Gilly, which is still not that much. Okay, I'm doing the burn to Eve, and right now I'm in my second stage. My periapsis is dropping. I'm about to reach the closest point to Kerbin's surface, and I just decoupled the second stage. Now we're flying away from Kerbin at about 3 kilometers per second, I believe. And there's me adjusting the Eve encounter so I can get a perfect encounter. Okay, we're now really starting to fly away from Kerbin now. And I'm checking when the maneuver node is. Then I wanted to warp there, so when I wanted to be more accurate, because sometimes my fingers slip and I press the wrong button, then I have to wait another 100 years to go to Eve. Okay, there's me doing the correction burn to go to the perfect inclination, I think is what it's called. The angle to match Gilly's angle. I gave what was I talking about again? Oh yeah, I was trying to fix the thing where I can angle to Gilly. Then I just gave up on that, then made an Eve orbit where Gilly's orbit is. Then I realized, oh, there's an instant Gilly encounter. I just have to adjust the maneuver a little bit. There's me saving the game just in case if any bad things happen. And I just warped. And boom. Okay, now I'm doing the burn to go into Eve orbit. Then get an instant encounter for Gilly. There's me trying to find an angle to angle the camera better, see if you people would like it. Tell me if you do in the comments below. Oh, and just a healthy reminder, like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. Well, actually, yeah, I do that, yeah. Okay, there's me getting that Gilly encounter. This is a 4 meters per second delta V burn. Delta V is basically how much meters per second of fuel you have. But I have actually quite a lot. I have 2,000 some delta V, and I just made a pretty bad mistake that I might regret later. Instead of getting you're slowing down, then instead of making you go the opposite direction to orbit, it goes like the direction you're going but just slower to orbit. I kind of flip the orbit to where I have to go the other direction, complete opposite direction where I'm going. Anyways, right now I'm about to enter Give's. Oh, I just did. I just entered Gilly's sphere of influence. There's me doing the burn. Then I realize, oh, my speed is going slower than how much meters per second of fuel I have to burn. There's me realizing that I flip my direction. Then there's me realizing that the service module's not going to work, because I learned that the engine has to kind of be inside the service module to work. But anyway, I just sent my first Kerbal to the surface. The reason why I didn't send the rocket down there is because I didn't think I had enough delta V to do so, which I did not. And luckily, I just made it to Kerbin before I ran out of fuel. Okay, there's me landing the Kerbal. Just waiting. Almost there. Then there's me slowing down so I don't punt the ground. And I have to slow down a real lot so the Kerbal doesn't fly off like 100 meters above the surface, then slowly come back down, since Gilly is basically an asteroid that has little gravity. Okay, I landed the first Kerbal. The reason why I didn't plant the flag yet is because I was waiting for the other Kerbal other Kerbals to land with that other Kerbal. Now, Lumen Kerbin is preparing to land right next to the other Kerbal that I have landed. Forgot her name. It's not really a common name. It's kind of like mishmash of words thing. Anyways, right now I'm just waiting for me to land right next to the other Kerbal. Did a little correction burn there with the EVA pack that the Kerbals have. Then right here I had to slowly wait. I was going in real time. Right now, I multiplied the speed of this video by 8. So just multiply the time that it took me to that Kerbal getting off the spacecraft to landing right next to the other Kerbal, and that's a pretty long time. And right now it's nighttime. I turned on the lights and just waiting. Even going 15 meters per second is pretty slow. I mean, it is Kerbal Space Program. And there's me turning on the lights of that other Kerbal, hoping that I can see it just get bigger, bigger, bigger. There's me facing towards Eve, which is pretty majestic. And then I'm fixing my orbit right now, my orbital hop. And oh, there we go. I'm starting to get closer and closer and closer. Closer, and there we go. Now I can see the light. Then I bump into the surface and do 2 front flips until I realized, oh yeah, I had to be really slow. And there we go. Now off to the next Kerbal. Now this Kerbal right here didn't take too long to get to the surface. Just the second one did. Yeah, it didn't really take that long at all. Okay, there's me just getting closer. The first Kerbal that landed on Gilly is gonna plant the flag, just to let you know. No. Okay, now she's coming in hot 20 meters per second. Then I'm slowing down. Had to turn her to match the other Kerbals. Then there we go. Now back to real time. We're going to plant the flag. 40-second process. There's the original Kerbal that it's Alan Kerman that's planting the flag right now. Then I'm just gonna name the site Now on Eve's Moon. I forgot the name of the moon at the time, so I was thinking it was Gilly, even though I know it is now, but I didn't think it was Gilly then. Okay, now back to fast forwarding and me going back to the spacecraft, me figuring out what I should do to go back to the spacecraft. I figure it out. It takes me a pretty long time to figure it out until I manage to do so. I think about 3 kilometers away is how far I'm gonna get to that space. Spacecraft. There we go. And then I'm about to do something that I've never done before pretty soon. There we go. Here it is. Here's me just petting the kitty. Look at him. He's really annoyed. Or he didn't know that happened. Normally he stretches at me, but he probably knows he's being recorded. Okay, just me petting the kitty, enjoying me and the cat time. Okay. Now back to the mission. Going back to the space thing. I really want to call it a space station. I don't know why. Spacecraft is what I meant. But yeah. Okay, there's me just slowly drifting towards the space thing. Keep forgetting what it's called. Spacecraft. Yeah, and then I send the second Kerbal out there, cause why not? And then I realize, oh yeah, I can fast forward time. Then this Kerbal can adjust its orbit to where it can get closer and closer with the space thing. I'm just gonna call it that's too lazy. The spacecraft. Spacecraft. I gotta remember that word. Okay, then this Kerbal I kinda have trouble with trying to get it to the spacecraft. You can see that there. I'm just like doing multiple things at once. There we go. Then I finally figure out a way to get it closer and closer to the spacecraft. Then there's me getting closer and closer to the spacecraft. Then I have to match its orbital speed, then get closer, closer, and closer to it till I can climb the ladder and climb aboard. Okay, then this Kerbal didn't really take too much hassle to do anything with. Okay, then I'm basically doing an orbital hop right now, to get to the spacecraft. I'm getting closer, 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 closer until I get at least less than a kilometer away from it, or 100 meters, or I don't know, anything that's less than a kilometer away. Okay, I have all the Kerbals in the spacecraft. Then there, right now I'm trying to make an Eve orbit that kind of matches Kerbin's orbital line, and then I get it, and then I have to do a 50 meter per second burn. Then I want to get closer and closer to Eve. Then I have an almost perfect orbit, like for my maneuver node. Then, I don't think there's really anything else to talk about right now. I mean, there is. I just realized that I have to get rid of some mass, and that's why I got rid of that shell there. Then I have to make Kerbin go to the perfect orbit right next to Eve. And there's me trying to find a way to get to Kerbin without using too much delta V. There we go. I got it. Then I have to do that maneuver node in one day, one Kerbal day, not real life day. Then I try thinking of new ways to make a new, like, a thing to save more delta V, just in case if I need to make a orbital change. Then I did. It was good. And there's me escaping from Eve. Well, that's my orbit right now, to escape from Eve. Then pretty soon I'm gonna have to do staging, then use the lander's propellant to propel the spacecraft. Since I couldn't use that gigantic booster there, it has to just be a tiny bit in the service module. Okay, then I have to correct my orbit so I can enter Kerbin's atmosphere to slow down. My goal was to go into, I wanted to land in one of Kerbin's polar ice caps, but then no, just no, I couldn't. So then I just picked a random spot to land, or enter Kerbin's atmosphere, and yeah. There's me decoupling the lander, and there is Lumen Kerman checking if there's any damage on the spacecraft, which there was not. Okay, I had to fix something with the orbit, and then I didn't have any fuel, so then I decided to use monopellant. Okay, then right here, I decoupled the service module, and right now I'm entering Kerbin's atmosphere. Things are getting pretty hot, and frames are being dropped. Then right here, I just decided to do a quick little screenshot, maybe for the thumbnail. I don't know. I didn't upload this video yet. There's me taking that screenshot. Then there's going to be a little bit more screenshots after that. Then there's one right there. Then I see the sun is right there. Then I was like, oh, maybe I should use that. Then, boom, screenshot. Okay, now frames are violently being dropped. We're now slowing down rapidly. The G's are apparently 2.5, which is pretty good. Which is basically, the Gravitron ride. that like spins you around. That's more G's than what the Kerbals experienced. Now the parachutes are being deployed, and there's the heat shield. A lot of it was disintegrated, turned into plasma. Then the frames are once again being violently dropped. It's like 1 frame per second. No, it was like 1 frame per 1.5 seconds. And then the frames are just getting better, worse, until the parachutes open. Then the frames are way better. Okay, and I also dropped the heat shield to reduce weight so we can slow down a lot faster. Then all we have to do is wait until splashdown. It's coming up in any second. Any second now. Come on. And splashdown. Yeah, you can't really see the full effect from it, really. Sorta. But yeah, now I really liked how this mission went. Yeah. I think this wraps it about up. I went to Gilly using the Saturn V rocket, and I didn't even use the, what's it called again? The service module at all. So that should be a challenge, if any pros could do that. I'm just curious if any pros at Kerbal Space Program can do that. Maybe this could be a challenge. Maybe I can make Kerbal challenges for other people to do. But yeah, so long everyone. Like and subscribe. Turn on post notifications. And bye!